Hi YouTube, my name's Tori. I'm commenting again on my VNS implant. I've had it turned on since December 31st. It is now the 28th of January. I, for the first time on last Monday, not this current Monday, I had a grand mal seizure. My VNS implant did step in and take over. It did not do as good as it should have done. It did not prevent it. I first started out with having some of the, as I call them, the blackouts, the absences, where I was missing points in time. I was on the phone with someone. They started noticing the gaps in my conversation. I wasn't able to access my magnet in time. I came into my living room, and I actually apparently screamed and went to a grand mal seizure. I was unaware of anything. In fact, I thought I hung up the phone. I fell into my dog's bed, so I got quite lucky. Didn't hurt myself. Now, the one thing that I did notice is that my recovery was a lot faster. When I went into the seizure and I came out of it, I was a little bit more with it. Of course, I didn't know the day of the week, but I did know things like my work's phone number. I knew how to get a hold of people. I could remember things like that. When they sent me to the hospital, I knew what hospital I was meant to go to, where my neurologist is, which is about half an hour away from here. And my device now isn't such a dramatic thing when it goes off. I've learned to talk around it. But when I recovered from the seizure, and by the time I got to the hospital, I was still tired, I was still out of it. But, however, once I got my magnet to me, I was able to go ahead and swipe, and my recovery time was faster. I was a lot more with it. I was, capable of telling everybody what I wanted. After 5 hours of being in the emergency room and telling them that I wished to go home and bugging them and telling them I wanted to go home, they did actually send me home. Now, the person that I was on the phone with did clock my seizure at 4 minutes, which makes me, understand that probably by the time that I had stopped, my device had gone off for a second time, because it did go off just slightly before I went into the seizure. But being at the hospital for 5 hours, I came to. I had a lot better recovery, where before I was still out of it. I was tired. I was more exhausted. I didn't know what to do. The first time that I had a really big grand mal seizure, being in the state of Pennsylvania, I was out of it for 3 days. I couldn't recall things. To this day, I can only tell you that maybe my parents stopped by and some of my coworkers had stopped by. I couldn't tell you, if my partner had been there or not. Right now, it's more of a, I go into it, I'm out of it, I come, my device kicks on several times. Once I get a hold of my magnet, it triggers it and keeps it going for a while. So that is the down thing, that when I did get my magnet to me in Hershey, I had to swipe it several times just to keep me with it. But so I had to basically keep my device turned on the entire time that I was there, just to make sure I didn't go into another one. Now, when I got home, I was fine. I was doing much better. My device was kicking on and working. So I am letting you guys know I did have a grand mal seizure with my device on. I do know why. It's because I didn't have one of my medications. So out of my 3 meds, I didn't have one, and it caused me to go into the grand mal. So obviously, it's not something that at 2.25 or at 2.5 that I can actually, manage to prevent it all in total. So don't automatically think that it's going to cover everything. It may stop your petite moles. It may stop, the small ones, but it won't go ahead and cover the larger ones as much as you would think it would. The good thing is that it does. It brings your recovery around 10 times faster. I couldn't ask for anything better as far as my recovery time. It didn't make me feel as drowsy. I was able to eat. I was able to go ahead and get things done once I got home. So, I took one day off, but that was because it was my normal day off from work. And then Wednesday, I was right back to work and acted like nothing had happened. So if you guys are considering this, I will tell you right off the bat, your grandmas aren't going to be completely covered, but your recovery time is way, way, way better, and that made me a lot happier because otherwise I probably would have been, 3-4 days out of it, and I wouldn't have been able to go back to work. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'll probably be able to help you answer it because I know there's not a lot of people on here that has actually conveyed that they've had a grand mal seizure after actually having the implant done. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.